Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn the businessman Davis. I've been really trying to figure out how I'm going to approach this video because Keyshawn Davis, if you have been watching my channel at all, you will know that I'm quite a big fan of Keyshawn Davis. I'm not even going to try and hide it. I've liked what I've seen since he turned pro to now. Fast-tracked into the pro ranks, up the WBO rankings. Standout amateur. Silver medalist at the Olympics. Got to a championship level before he even got to 15 fights. Won a title before he got to 15 fights. Even though I think that the quality at lightweight at this moment isn't the best, he still had to get there, and he did. And he got there, and he done this. Formed a big friendship with Shakur Stevenson way before he turned pro. And it was also before Shakur Stevenson turned pro as well. But I'm not a fan of this whole thing of because you're my friend, I'm not going to fight you. That don't make sense. We're both boxers. We both entertain this sport. We both make money from this sport. And if a fight between me and you makes both of us big money, let's have the fight. If you beat me, I'm fine. If I beat you, I'm fine. If we have a draw, we can do a rematch that can make it even bigger. But we're going to get beaten on by opponents anyway. We're going to fight other people anyway. So why not fight each other and make the money? So I've never really agreed with that statement or that notion. But that's up to him and that's up to Shakur. And they decided that, okay, fine, let's do away with that. To be fair to you, I always saw Shakur as being smaller than Keyshawn. And Keyshawn was always going to move up. That's what I always thought. So them two having a fight didn't really make sense anyway. Anyhow, Keyshawn also has his brothers with him. They call themselves DB3, okay? Supported the situation. I always looked at the brothers with Keyshawn and I always thought, I don't know, these guys are trying to give off some sort of bad boy, this is a gang mentality. And this sign that they throw up, the three fingers, both hands holding up three fingers in a particular type of way. It looked kind of gang sign throwing up-ish. But leave them to do it, you know, it's a generation and these guys are motivating each other and doing well. Come from Virginia. Virginia as an area, Norfolk, they seem to be really supporting these brothers and supporting their move to the upside of the upper echelons of boxing. In Norfolk, they gave this guy the 2nd of June to the 8th of June, Keyshawn Davis week. That's big, big things. When they had their fight, when Keyshawn beat Gustavo Lemos, they sold the place out. Top Rank, who is his promoter, was very happy with the situation and said, we got to come back. Hence why, after winning the title, this first defense that he was about to have against Edwin De Los Santos, who he hadn't picked, who hadn't fought in 2 years after losing to Shakur Stevenson, they said, let's have this in Norfolk. And they sold out the place again. Over 11,000 tickets sold and all the rest of it. But ever since he won the title, I could sense a sort of a shift in his persona, which I wasn't happy with. But I was just letting it play out. I've seen him take certain interviews and carry on a certain way. And for me, he was very childish, especially in this interview that he had with Andre Ward. He just seemed very pick-me-like. I didn't really check for it. And I was just watching it thinking, come on, man, fix up, bro. You're getting gassed over this little hype that you're getting and you're just getting gassed. Didn't like it. But anyway, we move, we carry on. We're just waiting for this fight to come up with Edwin De Los Santos. And I'm thinking, what's going to happen? Come off the day, come off the hour. He blows the weight at the weigh-in by 4.3 pounds. So therefore, instead of weighing in at 135, he's weighed in at 139.3. Like he's trying to make the super lightweight division, because that is a super lightweight weigh-in. 39.5, 39.3, 140 on the dot. This is how you weigh in for the super lightweight. He's blown the weight. He looked on the scales as if he knew he was going to blow the weight and he didn't care. And then after he comes off and Christina Poncha says he has a chance to make the weight, he can go back and try and make the weight, blah, blah, blah. Goes over to interview him and says,
everybody's out here to talk to you and hear from you. 4 pounds over the weight limit. Are you going to give it a go? Are you going to try?
out for the weight. Been making this weight for over 4 years now. I just out for the weight. I tried. I was up late last night trying to make up. Woke up early this morning trying to make the weight. I just out for the weight, man.
All right, so you're not going to give it a go there for the title tomorrow night. Only on the line for Edwin de los Santos. With that said, I presume you're still going to go in there and try to put on a show for all your fans that are going to come out and see you tomorrow night at the Scope Arena.
I mean, for sure. That's what the businessman DB3 do. Like, we're going to put on a show, you know what I'm saying? Peripherally, everything's still going through as planned. But I'm pretty sure he'll still take the fight. And, the show must go on.
So when I see that, I'm like, this guy's not serious. He's just not serious. He thinks that because this guy Lemos blew the weight, because that was his excuse.
Yeah, you were on this very same position the last time we were here in November. Now you're on the other end. So safe to say this will be your last fight at 135 pounds?
I mean, I was 4 pounds over. Bro was like 7 pounds over. That's like damn near 10, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't reach the next weight class, you know what I'm saying? So the show still is going to go on for sure.
So what, you blew the weight, bruv? You blew the weight. You're supposed to be the champion. Gustavo Lemos versus you was not for a title at all. It was a title eliminator rubbish. And that's one of the things I notice about this generation. They just don't like to be accountable for what they have done. They always like to try and pass the buck or blame someone else or find some excuse to excuse their bad behavior. It is sickening. Them youth, yeah. Them mother never bust them behang. Them need them behang boss. Right? Because they don't have no structure in them system. Cha. Do you understand? So what? You're supposed to be the businessman. You're supposed to be the champion. Professionalism is a key to being a businessman. And you just blow the weight. You knew you were going to blow the weight. You knew you were going to blow the weight. Anyway, you're thinking, oh, he's going to take the fight anyway. I took the fight when Gustavo Lemos blew the weight, so he should take the fight. He ain't fought for 2 years. He must need the money. He going to take the fight. No, he did not take the fight. His promoter said, no, Edwin, you're not taking this fight. You're not having this fight. His promoter, Samson Lukowitz, the same guy that promotes David Benavidez. And he said to him, no, guys, you're not taking this fight. Don't do it. I'm going to sort it out for you. I'm going to make sure you get paid and you're not taking this fight. Okay? And somehow, some way, he got paid, apparently. Some Virginia boxing board of control stipulation, apparently. Don't quote me, it's something like this. He got paid. Apparently, he's been paid his money. But he didn't take the fight. And Keyshawn now is not fighting. And a lot of the fans are like, I don't want to come and watch this now after I've paid to watch Keyshawn. And Keyshawn ain't fighting. Nah, man, give him my money back. I want my money back. Top Rank start pay out people their money back. One of the brothers, I think the younger brother, Keon, I think his name is, he gets on his social media saying,
hey, man, Kelvin and Keon still fight tomorrow. I got people asking for money back. I feel very disrespected. Do not come to my face. Don't talk to me. Straight like that.
No one cares about you, bro. No one knows who you are. You are not of a level where people know who you are. You're riding off your brother's coattail, so just sit on the coattail and enjoy the ride. Shut your mouth about, oh, no one wants to buy my, I feel highly disrespected. No one cares. No one cared. Okay? Anyhow, next day, Abdullah Mason now, he takes the main event because he was the co-main. So he takes the main event spot and the brothers are still fighting on the card. Keon wins his fight. I think he stopped the guy. He wins his fight. Kelvin, who's the older brother, he loses to a guy called Nair Albright. Okay, he loses. You can see the brothers ringside with the family, mum and sisters, and they're all looking on like, oh my days, my brother's losing this fight. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Looking very stressed out, looking very agitated, looking very like uncomfortable. And when the results read out and they see that he's lost, they are very unsportsmanlike in their behavior. They go and comfort their brother. They do not respect Nair Albright at all in the ring. They turn their back on him when he comes to come and say, thanks for the fight, blah, blah, blah. They walk out the ring and go back to the changing room. That's fine. Cool. Petulant crybabies. Fine. Go back to the changing room. That's not a problem. The problem happens when Nair Albright goes backstage, goes to his changing room. His changing room is the changing room adjacent to the Davis's changing room. They're in there, they're celebrating. You know, Nair Albright's going on like, oh, we were just celebrating our win. I don't think it was that innocent. I think they were like, yeah, we whooped those boys, man. Whoop, that's good, boy. You whooped to that. Yeah. Take those boys, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the thing about it. Nia Albright fought Keyshawn Davis before, but the fight was labelled a no contest because after the fight, Keyshawn Davis tested positive for marijuana. So they voided that fight and made it a non-decision fight. But Keyshawn did beat him before the non-decision came in. So I believe that they were in there, yeah, man, now you beat his brother, you need to rematch him and you can beat him, man. You can whoop his ass. Good. Punk ass, mother. All that type of stuff. They were probably going on with that. Keyshawn and his brothers hear this. Keyshawn and Keon storms into the man's changing room, grabs him up, pushes him up against the wall and headbutt him. Keyshawn Davis headbutts Nia Albright. Talking about why you celebrating type stuff. You in my city, how you celebrating? Brother, are you dumb? Are you dumb? I can't believe it. Keyshawn Davis stormed in the man's changing room and headbutted him, bruv. It's clear to see that when he got his results, he never had this cocoa on his head. Then afterwards, when he's getting interviewed at the back, he's got a cocoa on his head and he explains what happened. So, once that's over, they're backstage again. And somehow, from what I could see, because there was some footage of this part of the situation, from what I could see, Nia Albright's people was just vexed. Like, how you come and try bad up my brother? How you come and rare? And a kerfuffle happens in the corridor backstage between the changing rooms. And you see the Davis brothers, not Kelvin. I'm going to put this out there. Kelvin held his corner. But Keon and Keyshawn are going on like there's some bad boys jumping in a kerfuffle to go and confront people, to go and say, I'm going to start bang people out. What I've realized with certain people, and a lot of people, it's an American thing I've seen. When a man is about to start fighting, they start pulling up their trousers. I don't understand what that is. Like, I'm pulling my trousers up. Everybody, tighten up your belt in the first place. You don't have to pull up your trousers, bruv. It's joke thing to me. But anyway, I see this, like, pulling up their trousers. It's like, this pulling up of the waistline of their trousers is an indication that we're about to throw hands. Okay, cool. I see them doing all of that type of stuff and squaring up. And then I see bare security rushing and pushing people over. Keyshawn Davis's baby mum and his baby are in the corridor at the same time. There's a whole load of different women in and around this whole situation. And these men are going on with this kerfuffle, and it's all down to Keyshawn and Keon keeping up a madness. It's dumb as hell. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, this guy is an idiot. What kind of stupidity is being kept up right now? This is ridiculous. And now he's tarnished his name. He's been stripped of his title the night before because he missed weight. And the guy, De Los Santos, got paid but didn't fight. And now he's gone backstage after his brothers lost and tried bad up people and tried punch up people and tried go on like some spoilt brat. I don't even know what to say. I'm disappointed at the very least. That's just being nice. I'm being nice. I'm disappointed. If I be a little bit harsher, Keyshawn Davis is an idiot. Keyshawn Davis and his brother Keon are idiots. I'm still being kind of nice. I'm not really saying what I think. I'm just being nice. Them man, they are idiots. They're fool. They're folly. Now, for me, I was very upset about this whole thing. I was like, these guys are dumb. But Kelvin, I'll give it to Kelvin, the guy that lost. I'll give it to him. He's the oldest brother. I will give him his dues because apparently, after the whole kerfuffle and the melee happened, he himself went to Nia Albright and the team and said, you know what? I'm sorry for how my brothers acted. I'm very sorry. I didn't like it. I weren't part of it. And I'm sorry. I'll apologize to you, man. And then the next day he made a statement talking about he's sorry about how his brothers carried on. But then he's then retracted it by saying, we didn't rush him and da-da-da-da. So still there's some lack of accountability going on there. Terence Crawford and Bomac, who trains Keyshawn, they went to Nia Albright and said, listen, we are sorry for how these people have carried on. We don't condone it. And Albright got gassed and was like, raw, Terence, Bud, come take a picture with man. And Bud's like, yeah, man, come take pictures. So he was more happy about that. To be fair, Nia handled himself well. He hasn't gone into a tyrant or some sort of tirade or some sort of woe is me and looking for sympathy. He's like, you know what, it's happened and I'm good. He just said, he didn't even say man headbutted me. He said, He held me against the wall and his head touched my head. I gotta respect him. He didn't throw Keyshawn under the bus like that. But Keyshawn threw himself under the bus. I don't rate him. He's an idiot. He's part of this new age of punks. They're punks, man. All these little punks, man. I need to make a video about these punks, man. Keyshawn Davis has joined the punk crew with Teofimo Lopez, Javonte Davis, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. I'm not even going to put Rolly in there because Rolly, the things that have happened to Rolly, he isn't controlling it. These are things that are happening around him. So I'm not even going to put Rolly in there, but it's them guys there. Keyshawn Davis has joined it. Javonte Davis, yeah, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. And I'm going to put Hitchens in there. I'm going to put Hitchens in there as well, you know. Because I even touched on what he's been keeping up. But these guys are punks, man. Punks. And I might just make a whole separate video about how punkish these little punks are. I'm still being nice. I'll be honest with you. I'm still being nice. A lot of the feedback I get from my little comments that come into my videos are comments of me being some sort of hater. This is what I'm saying about this generation of punks, yeah? You lot don't know how to accept criticism and understand that criticism is something you should take to better yourself. Oh, this is where I'm going wrong. This is what they're saying. Maybe I should fix that. No, but you're saying everyone's a hater. If people criticize you, then people are haters. So you can't do no wrong. Everything you do is right. Punks. Bullying needs to come back in this world. I'm telling you. Shaming needs to come back in this world because we can't do that anymore because it's not politically correct and people can sue you for any little thing. Society has become very, very acquainted to these punks and their punkish behavior. I don't like it. Keyshawn Davis, stripped of his WBO, he's going to move up to 140. For me, he should do what Cameron May said.
We know what you need to do next. You got to embrace what just happened. And if anybody does this again, the same thing going to happen. That you take that approach, now you become the Mike Tyson of boxing. I don't know if you want to take that route, but that's the route to take, you know. Listen, you play with my family, that's what's going to happen, man. Watch your mouth. Ain't nobody safe, you know. You could go with that. That'll be your best bet right now because trying to be very apologetic is going to change your psyche as a boxer. I don't think boxers really need to be nice guys. You know what I'm saying? You're in a combat sport. As sad as it sounds, you need your boxers to be aggressive. You don't need your boxers to be good citizens, you know? Now, they don't pay them for that. And they pay you to put hands on people. That's what you get paid to do. You're already crazy. You like Killer said, he wouldn't get paid to get punched in the face. So the mere fact that you guys train to get punched in the face is crazy. So ain't no need of you trying to walk out there and be a model citizen, you know? Just what I think, you know?
No, I totally agree with that take.
So yeah, he should turn bad boy villain. Just do it. Bask in this, what you've done, and dive deep into it and play the villain. Because there's no villains in boxing anymore. Everyone's trying to respect each other and being nice. No, man, we need some of that type of, you know, that rowdy Mike Tyson type energy. We need some of that. Bring some of that. Come on, Keyshawn, be that. Be that villain. Play the villain role, jump into that role, because if I hear you come back and be apologizing, then that's when I know you're an idiot. That's when I know you're a fool. Come back and apologize. I'm sorry for this and I'm sorry for that. And, you know, shut up. I don't want to hear none of it. I don't want to hear nothing from Keyshawn Davis unless he's delving deep into this bad boy persona and he's taking on that role of being a villain. Do that. Be the villain now, bro. Be the villain. Play the role. If you don't chat to me. I don't want to hear. I don't even want to know. Yeah, Keyshawn Davis, I've written you off my list of potential Donnies that's going to change boxing. And that's now gone to Abdullah Mason and them, man, there. Abdullah Mason and a few others. Shushu Carrington, he's in that realm as well. Keyshawn Davis talking like he wants to be a streamer. He doesn't even like boxing. Anyway, I'm trying to end this. I'm trying to make this a short video. I'm trying to make this as short as I can, but it's actually just becoming a very long video. Because I'm disappointed with these idiots, man. And I love boxing. And these guys are going on like stupid fools, bro. Yeah? Yeah. Going on like fools, man. You understand? Sure. But anyway, that's that. I wanted to talk about this. I've been taking my time to talk about this because I didn't know how I wanted to approach it. And I said, I'm not even going to structure. I'm just going to spit venom from the top of the dome and see how it comes out, because this is my real raw feelings about the situation. And I'm tempering it down. I'm really bringing it down till I don't get too vexed. But these guys are idiots, bro. Their man, they never get beaten by their mum as a youth. It's wild. It's wild. I'm upset about the whole situation, but I'm going to leave it right there. I'll see you guys in the next video.